Hi, Vice Principal Smith. This is Casey Evergreen. I teach fourth grade here. How are you today?
Oh, just fine, Casey. And please, you can call me Daisy. I like to have more of an informal rapport with my teachers.
Oh, great, thanks. I appreciate that. My last school is a very strict environment.
Well, here at Bridgestone Academy, we believe in fostering a spirit of independence in our students. You can't punish a child for showing their individuality. Making children ashamed just causes instability later in life.
Of course, yeah, I totally agree. That's how I try to teach my class. I want an open, caring environment.
And it's hard these days, isn't it? With so much negativity in the world, it affects the children as much as anyone.
I know what you mean. Some of my kids, well, I really worry about them. And I don't have the time to give them each the individual care that they require. Or at least, I don't feel like I do.
You're young. I was a young teacher once. You're always second-guessing yourself, wondering if you're screwing everything up. I white-knuckled my way through the first 3 years, believe me. But you'll settle in. Believe me. And if there's anything we could do to help you, please don't hesitate to ask.
Yeah, it's just that some of these kids, I don't know if it was because of the pandemic or what, but they're just mean.
Mean? Really? How so? Like bullying? Acting out?
Yeah, there's definitely been some of that lately.
All of that. Well, who are these students? Is it a particular group of them?
Well, by some of these kids, I just mean one. Billy Arnold.
Oh, God, no, not Billy again.
Oh, he's been a problem before? You mean to teachers before me?
Many, many times. And many teachers. All of them, I would say.
All of them?
Third, second, first, kindergarten. I didn't know him in preschool, but I can't imagine him being any better behaved there.
Wow, I had no idea. I thought it was just me or something.
No, it's not just you, believe me. So what's the little terror doing this time? Releasing ants into the classroom? Throwing firecrackers down to the toilet?
No, nothing that bad.
Nothing that bad yet. I assure you it's only a matter of time. Lord have mercy on his high school teachers.
Well, he seems to be bullying the girls a lot more recently. That and a boy with a stutter.
Louis Sterling.
Yes, that's him.
Oh, geez. And he's such a sweet kid, too. Damn it, Billy.
I'm kind of at the end of my rope with him. He simply does not listen to a word I say. What else can we do? I mean, it's time to talk to the parents.
I'm not sure that's a good idea, Casey.
Why not? What do you mean?
Well, maybe you aren't aware of who Billy's parents are.
No, I guess I'm not. Who are they?
Well, his father, Devin, owns half a dozen car dealerships and a fast food franchise.
Did you say Devin?
And Bella is old money. Her great-great-grandfather invented a better pencil sharpener or something.
Oh, well, must be nice.
It is nice. They have an underground saltwater pool and a beach house in the Keys.
That's all very impressive. But what does this have to do with solving the problem of their little monster of a son?
Well, the thing is, I realize how unprofessional and detrimental to our students. What I'm saying about this is... But
Yes, Daisy, I do not like the sound of where this is going.
I don't want you to do anything about Billy.
What? Why not? What am I supposed to do?
You're just gonna have to grin and bear it.
But what about the other kids? I'm just supposed to let them be mocked and humiliated by him?
Take him aside, correct him, minor things. But we can't become too involved in disciplining little Billy.
But why not? I'm his teacher. You're his vice principal.
It's the parents, you see. Their money. They are by far our largest benefactors and have been over the years.
Oh, great. That's just great. I guess money talks, huh? Maybe that should be something we should teach.
Well, perhaps it should. And believe me, I wish it weren't so. But I've seen what can happen when the Arnolds are offended by a teacher's actions.
Something happens? Like what? What happens?
Our percentage of funding is cut by double digits for the fiscal year. That gym, it took forever to build. That was because Bella disagreed with how Billy's second-grade teacher handled him.
So, they're basically holding us hostage, right? Discipline our spoiled, rotten child and we'll discipline you right back?
Essentially, yes. That does seem to be their pattern.
Well, that's wonderful. What am I supposed to do about those girls and Louie?
Poor little Louis, I don't know.
I don't know how much longer any of us can take. I mean, he's bullying me too.
He is bullying his teacher? How so?
Last week he told the entire class that I was pregnant. And when I told him I wasn't, he said I must just be getting fat then.
He did not.
I regret saying it.
Look, just do what you can for the time being. I'll see what I can do from my end, okay?
Okay, if you say so. I was never prepared for something like this, Daisy.
No one can be prepared for Billy Arnold. Hello, Casey. How are you? How are things with little Billy?
Hi, Daisy. Same old. Yesterday, he tried to flush my phone down the toilet. Thankfully, I caught him just in time.
Oh, dear.
And the day before, he threw another student's entire lunch out the window.
Oh, my.
And today, he walked over to the fish tank in the middle of my lesson, yanked out Mr. Smuckers, and swallowed him.
Mr. Smuckers?
The class goldfish.
Oh, my God, I think I'm going to be sick.
Yeah, try being there. 3 kids puked, 6 kids cried, 10 laughed, and a few even egged him on.
What is going on in this school?
I don't know, Daisy. You tell me. But certainly nothing is going to change until we get to the source of it.
The source?
Until we sit down with Bella and... Debbie?
Devin.
Devin, right.
They ought to make that child psychology class mandatory for education majors. That's really half of the job.
It's a whole other world here than at home. They're protected. They're here. It must seem like the Wild West for some of them.
It's all kind of like one big thought experiment, isn't it? Public education, I mean.
And the students are like little mice being experimented on?
Yeah, maybe something like that. They can be like little rodents. They certainly carry diseases like them.
I'm finally used to it.
Oh, good. Your body's finally becoming immune to the vicious little kitty germs.
No, I'm just used to being sick all of the time.
They're like little petri dishes, aren't they? I keep a pharmacy in my locker. Anything you ever need, just let me know.
I'll keep that in mind.
So, Casey, all of this with Billy, did you ever try taking him aside or anything that we talked about?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact. Why?
Did you happen to remember what you said to him?
I just told him that I expected more from him. And is there a problem?
Well, he apparently didn't know what that meant.
Oh, okay. Well, not surprised. He was looking at me with that blank face he has when he's trying to pay attention.
Well, he went home and asked his mother, and she was quite upset by, how should I say, the inclination.
What inclination? The inclination that I expected him not to murder the class pet in front of everyone?
I suppose the inclination that he was, lacking in some way. It was insulting to her.
Well, you're damn right he's lacking. That's the whole point.
Nevertheless, Casey, Bella would like to speak with you.
Good. Great! Send them in right now. I've got time. Her and Dr. Devon.
She says she only wants to text. She would feel more comfortable that way for right now, she says.
You know, this is highly unusual. Highly freaking unusual, man. Ma'am. I mean, even in that crazy old school of mine, I never had anything like this.
Okay, well, let me explain.
Okay, explain away, please. Because this isn't conducive to me or my students' learning.
I have pressure on me, you see, from Principal Martinez, from the superintendent.
Superintendent Bowers is on you about this?
Yes. Not about you and Billy, but they're adding another edition next year, or at least planning to.
Another one? Now what?
An indoor playground with trampolines and stuff.
Well, okay, that does sound cool. But still, this is ridiculous, Daisy.
Would you please just read her text? Do it for Billy, even if he's a little turd.
That's not sweetening the deal.
Okay, then do it for the other kids, for yourself, for me, your boss.
Okay, fine, if you're going to put it that way.
So listen, there's a few other things we need to go over about the new lesson plan.
I'm sorry, Daisy. I'm gonna have to get back with you. I'm on this juice cleanse, and I honestly have been having some stomach issues.
Okay, then I'll let you get back to that. Remember, indoor playground.
I don't feel right about just letting parents push me and my class around.
It's Bridgestone Academy, dear. Get used to it.
Hello, is this Casey, my son's teacher with a problem?
Oh, I'm not so sure about problem, but yes it is. This is Miss Arnold?
Please call me Bella. I'm glad I had the right number. Seems like a funny area code. Where is that?
Oh, upstate. I went to college there.
Private?
No, a state school. A really great one, actually.
I see, I'm sure it was. And how did you end up teaching at Bridgestone? Usually they don't accept people so young and female. Did you have to sleep with that principal guy or something?
What? No, ew. That's not how things work here.
I was just kidding.
That's a strange thing to joke about.
Oh, come on, Billy was right about you.
Billy, the 4th grader, was right about me? How so?
That you've got no sense of humor. You don't know how to have any fun.
Just because my idea of having fun isn't the same as a 10-year-old, doesn't mean I don't know how to have it.
Now, is this any way to talk to a parent of one of your students when so well off and potentially generous? Or not so generous?
You're right, Bella. I apologize.
No, what I wanted to talk to you about was the incident with our son the other day.
I was just trying to encourage him to be better. That is all.
And be better than what? He can't get any better. No one is better than him. No one. Certainly not you.
I don't think I'm better than any of my students, or their parents for that matter.
I'm sure that would be a stretch.
Okay, I apologize, Miss Bella. I'll just let your boy run amok in my classroom, overturning desks and swallowing goldfish. Would that be okay with you?
If you all want us to continue funding your little operation over there, I suggest you leave the discipline to my husband and I.
Does Mr. Arnold like to speak with me as well? I'm sure that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Devin doesn't need to speak with you. He's a very busy, important man.
I just want what's best for Billy. Just like you and your husband do, Bella.
Well, you certainly don't act like it. Is this how you do what's best for all of your students? If so, I weep for the future.
Well, I do, and I want what's best for all of my students and for my class to succeed. I need a calming, stable environment, and because of your son, we don't have that.
And how can you lay all of the blame on him? You're his teacher after all. I mean, can't you get control of your own classroom? If Devin and I had professors like you at Princeton, we wouldn't be in a position to send our son to Bridgestone, that's for sure.
Well, thank you for the vote of confidence. But I'm not a college professor. I'm trying to teach children. And children are sensitive. And your son is bullying and emotionally traumatizing them. And me.
Aw, poor you. Being bullied by a fourth grader. What exactly did he say, and what did he do to deserve it?
He said I looked pregnant in front of the entire class.
Oh, well, aren't you?
What? No, I'm a lesbian.
Oh, well, I'm sure when I saw you at the book fair, you looked a little round.
Oh my god, yes. So I put on a few during the pandemic. But I'm losing it, and that's not any of your business. I'm on a juice cleanse.
A juice cleanse? Oh dear, no. No, you don't want to do that. If you really want to shed the weight fast, go on the Bella in college diet.
The Bella in college diet? Is that doctor sanctioned?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. It's 1 part apples, 1 part cigarettes, 1 part black coffee. You'll be a 0 in a few weeks, I promise. I mean, sure, you'll be starving and uncomfortable all the time. Your breath will be bad and you won't be able to sleep due to the terrible pain. But you'll look great. And hey, my son won't make fun of you anymore.
Okay, I think we need to take a different approach to all of this.
Look, honey, I really appreciate your trying to care for your classroom and all, and it's cute that you think you know what's best for Billy. It really is.
I never said I knew what was best for him.
Oh, well, good. Then maybe you'll shut up and listen for a moment. I am Billy's mother, not you. Only I have the right to discipline him. I don't care if he's at school or not.
So unless he burns the place down, I don't want to be bothered by these petty little incidents anymore.
Petty incidents?
He tried to flush my phone down the toilet.
Well, he's anti-technology. You can't hold that against him. I mean, all you hear these days is kids are addicted to their phone, so what does my son do? He tries to break free from the chains of technology. And you want to punish him for it?
Well then, why doesn't he flush his own phone down his own toilet?
You can't predict when such a righteous act will be inspired.
And the goldfish? Was that an inspired act of righteousness?
Well, in some cultures, yes. The ceremonial swallowing of the glass goldfish is a societal rite. My son was simply paying homage to world culture. He should be rewarded, not punished. In this day and age of division and hate, my son was trying to present a cultural ceremony to his fellow students. And now he's being persecuted for it?
I can assure you, I am not trying to persecute Billy. I just want all of this to stop.
Try to discipline my son one more time, girlfriend, and you'll be finished. You understand?
Excuse me? I'll be finished? And how are you going to finish me?
We can get you fired in a heartbeat if we want to. So stay out of it.
All right, the point is taken. Jeez.
Just be smart until this school year is over. And I won't tell Principal Mathis about any of this. They'll get their stupid funding.
I feel like I'm dealing with the suburban mafia here or something.
Yeah, you should think of it like that. Actually, that's pretty good. I like that I'm going to have to tell Devin that one.
So, how am I supposed to relate to him, though?
What do you mean relate? Why would you need to relate to him?
Well, like say, if something happens, something non-discipline related, and I need to take him aside to tell him something, what if he takes it wrong, misconstrues it, and you get the impression I was somehow disciplining him again when I wasn't?
Well, I suppose you should always have a witness then now, shouldn't you?
Okay, fine, Bella. Thank you very much. But I need to go use the restroom.
It's the juice cleanse. I'm telling you, doll. Apples, cigarettes, and black coffee.
Well, I'll be sure to stop by the Quick Mart on my way home for dinner then.
Hello, Casey. How are things going this week?
Oh, fine, Daisy. What about you?
Oh, well, holding down the fort. A lot of stuff going on with the break coming and all.
Sure, of course. I've been pretty swamped myself, but we're getting through it.
So, has everything going okay with the little tumor?
The little terror?
Oh, yes. Right. Terror.
Either certainly applies.
I haven't heard from his mother recently. Well, I have. But not about you, at least, which is rather unusual. In fact, I'm beginning to worry if she's all right.
Well, I can tell you right now, she isn't all right, and she never will be.
Well, you do have a point, but his behavior has improved since your last talk with Bella?
Well, I'm not certain it was our talk that did it.
Yes. The principal did mention something about the incident while he was sitting in your classroom observing last week.
Yeah, I think that's possibly what helped change his behavior a little. Maybe humbled him?
Can you tell me what happened?
Well, I too know how unprofessional this sounds.
Yes?
It's almost like maybe we can trade our unprofessional moments, call it a draw and move on.
Go ahead.
It was a surprise observation. Like you said, I was giving my lesson and I'd sat my troublemakers up front that day.
And Principal Martinez was sitting in the back?
Yep, with his little notepad and pencil. Well, I was on the juice cleanse, right?
You're off to it now. I was going to tell you that you do look good.
Oh, well, thank you. And yes, I am. And that day, for lunch, I had my first real solid food in a week.
What did you have?
A nice big tuna fish sandwich.
Oh, dear.
So, about half an hour later is when my lesson is being observed, and I feel a sudden shift in my belly.
A shift?
A grumble. A big grumble.
Oh, no.
And no one heard it, but you know who.
Billy Arnold.
Look down, and there he is, closest to me, black beady eyes and Cheshire grin.
Just like his mother.
And then, ever so silently, I let it out.
Oh!
And by stank, I mean stunk.
So what did he do?
I beat him to it. I asked him if Billy had an accident and that if he did, it was nothing to be ashamed of, and he can go to the bathroom and clean himself up.
You didn't!
The entire class started applauding. Even Principal Mathis cracked a grin.
What did Billy do?
Humbly walked out of the classroom with his head down.
I don't know, Casey.
I feel bad, but it was a kill or be killed at that moment. And Bella did say I needed a witness.
Well, what did we learn, if anything?
We learned that the best way to combat a bully is a juice cleanse. Billy never told his parents about Casey blaming him for her mid-lesson fart, thinking it would be a stretch for them to even believe. They wondered why he seemed so much better behaved at school and at home, and why his love of flatulence seemed to suddenly dissipate overnight. After Casey finished the year out at Bridgestone, she resigned her position and took a job at a local inner-city school, where she won Teacher of the Year her first 3 years in a row. No goldfish were harmed during the making of this story.